Underneath that dazzling green camouflage is Skoda's new electric vehicle, and it's the first that it's going to be building on Volkswagen Group's modular MEB platform. It's going to be called the Enyaq, and it will be available with 3 different battery sizes. It's going to go on sale towards the end of 2020, with first right-hand drive models going on sale towards the end of Q1 in 2021. So let's tell you a little bit more about it. Now, with this being still a working prototype, the camouflage is hiding some of the details, but what I can tell you, having seen it, is that the grille design of the Enyaq is going to be quite an interesting piece of design that I think is going to get a lot of people talking about it. Now, other features include LED headlights. There's also going to be a lot of aerodynamic aids, such as air curtains in the front of the bumper that channel air through down the side of the car, thus improving its aerodynamics and extending the range. At 4.64 metres in length, it falls snugly between the Karoq and Kodiaq SUVs. It's a roomy 5-seater, and there's plenty of space inside with 585 litres of boot space. Skoda will offer 3 liquid-cooled battery sizes ranging from 55 kilowatt hours to 62 kilowatt hours and a range-topping 82 kilowatt hours, which it will market respectively as the Enyaq 50, 60 and 80. Each of these will have a rear-wheel drive setup with WLTP ranges varying between 350 and 500 kilometers on a single charge. Speaking of charging, the CCS Combo 2 will allow rapid charging at 125 kilowatts on some models. In terms of power outputs, the 50 will get 109 kilowatts or 148 horsepower. The mid-range 60 will receive 132 kilowatts or 180 horsepower, while the 80 gets 150 kilowatts, around 204 horsepower. Additionally, Skoda will offer a model called the 80X, which gains a second electric motor on the front axle for all-wheel drive and a higher output of 195 kilowatts or around 265 horsepower. And yes, there will also be a VRS version of the Enyaq with a power output of 225 kilowatts, around 306 horsepower, which Skoda says will give it a 0 to 100 at acceleration time of around 6.2 seconds. Wheel sizes will also vary between 18 and 21 inches, making it the largest wheels that Skoda has put onto one of its cars. Now, although we can't show you what the interior of the car is like, we can tell you some of the details that you can expect. All versions will get a 5.3-inch digital instrument display, with the 50 version also getting a 10-inch infotainment display. The other models will get a larger 13-inch display that is actually unique to the Enyaq. Other nifty features will include dual wireless phone chargers, built-in connectivity to allow things like over-the-air updates, and a 48 litres of storage throughout the cabin. Flat floors and storage under the centre console will also be a boon to customers. In addition to that, Skoda will also be offering an augmented reality head-up display that will project directions and turns dynamically onto the windscreen as you drive. There will be a variety of interior specifications available, with many offering sustainable materials, including some made of 60% PET bottles and 40% sheep's wool. The specification structure will start with studio, then ranging to loft, lodge, lounge, with range-topping models making up suite and even a fancier eco suite. Along with that, there will also be specific RS interiors, which will be called RS Lounge and RS Suite. Although our time behind the wheel of the Enyaq was limited and only in the 82 kilowatt hour version, it did give us a good idea of what to expect when the finished car makes its debut. Now, we drove development cars and they were at a relatively advanced stage, other than missing some of the more finely calibrated energy recuperation. But because they're development cars, we couldn't film inside, so you're only going to be able to see the outside in the rest of this video. One of the novel features of the Enyaq's use of the MEB platform is that it has a rear-wheel drive setup, and you can detect it giving the car a more direct shove when pulling away quickly or accelerating out of corners. This Enyaq 80, as it will be called, gets a single electric motor that has an output of 204 horsepower. Even with 4 adults on board, the Enyaq had plenty of performance to offer, with the typical instantaneous pickup that we associate with electric cars. Toggling through the different drive settings brings all the expected changes, such as making the steering heavier and sharpening the throttle response in sport mode, as well as increasing power delivery and dulling the latter when you switch to the eco setting.
One of the things that stood out from our time driving the Skoda Enyaq was the smoothness of the ride over secondary road surfaces. It impressively soaked up larger bumps, and the damping effect was equally polished despite the lack of air suspension. How much that will differ in cars fitted with the largest 21-inch wheels remains to be seen, but running on 19-inch wheels as we were, also shod with winter tyres, it left a positive impression. Equally apparent is the car's low centre of gravity, helped by the battery residing beneath the floor. As you turn into a bend, there isn't a very noticeable degree of body lean, and the front end sticks rigidly to the line that you choose, indicating that there's a good balance of weight distribution with the car. The weight of the battery pack is always lurking, and while it may be down low, it is still present. The all-wheel drive Enyaq 80X will add an additional motor on the front axle, and while overall power output will increase to 265 horsepower, the additional weight over the front may dull some of the handling.
So there you go, that's our first look at the electric Skoda Enyaq. It's going to go on sale towards the end of 2020 with 3 different battery options and a VRS version in time. It's going to be interesting times for the Skoda brand. We'd like to know what you think about it, so get involved in the comments below, and if you'd like the video, give it a thumbs up. And please, if you have time, do subscribe to the Complete Car YouTube channel so we can keep sending you nice videos like this. Thanks for watching.